Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hot Zone. I'm your host, Jason Robinson. Now, as we all know, all families deal with their fair share of squabbles, right? My family, your family, everybody's family does. And sometimes those squabbles can lead to the courtroom, unfortunately. Now, it's not a family's finest moment, but sometimes families need to do what they need to do. So now Judge Rhonda Wills from Relative Justice joins us to speak about how she handles these family disputes in her courtroom legally and peacefully. Plus, she'll tell us about the craziest and funniest court cases to walk into her courtroom. All that and more. So stay tuned, because you're in the hot zone.
Real people, real cases, real families in crisis. Relative Justice with Judge Rhonda Wills starts right now.
Hold up. You bust the windows out of his car?
I did. Okay, yeah, I did.
Okay.
And welcome back to the Hot Zone. We are joined by Judge Rhonda Wills. Welcome to the Hot Zone, Judge.
Hi, Jason. So good to be with you.
I am so happy to have you here. It is all my pleasure. I've been following your career for so many years, and I'm super excited now for your brand new court show, Relative Justice with Judge Rhonda Wills. Tell my viewers all about your brand new show.
So Relative Justice is unlike any other court TV show because our cases all deal with family members. So all of the litigants that you see on Relative Justice are actual family members. They're related by blood or marriage or children. Everything you see on Relative Justice is real. These litigants are real families, and their disputes and conflicts are all real.
What was the goal behind starting Relative Justice? What's your mission statement with the show?
It's a show that I think all viewers, everyone in America can identify with. These disputes between family members, they were so familiar with me. I could completely identify. I think everyone watching the show will also, to some degree, be able to identify. I mean, these were things that either had happened to me or my family or my friends and their family members, or my clients and their family members. So watching the show, a lot of it will be very familiar and things that people can identify with. But there are some cases that are just over the top, and I hope no one has to deal with those things.
When you start a show like this, you always want to make a change, and that's what you're doing. You're making a change, and you are impacting people's lives. So we thank you for doing that.
Well, I really try because, when you come to court and you're suing your mother or you're suing your sister, there's usually something going on more than just the money dispute that brings you to court. Usually there's something underlying there, some sort of animosity, some sort of family conflict. So I try to get to the root of that. And my goal on Relative Justice is to not only resolve the financial dispute that brought them to court, but to also work on whatever underlying family drama there is that also brought them to court. Because I really do try to bring family members together where I can. Now, some situations are so toxic that those people don't need to be together. And I tell them, you know what, y'all might want to miss the cookout next year. You don't want to come together.
I was going to ask you that too, because you have so many, like you said, you're dealing with the family issues and so many squabbles. So do you ever say to yourself, wow, why couldn't they just handle this at home? Why did they need to come into court to deal with this? Do you ever say to yourself, are you ever wowed by these cases? Why do they have to bring it to court?
You know what? I was wowed every day. There was a case every day that wowed me. But I think that one of the reasons is that the people that you love most in this world, typically it's your family. And oftentimes that's why when there's a conflict between the people that you love most in the world, those things can be really hard to work out on your own. So oftentimes it's a good idea to have some neutral third party. In this case, it's me. I'm the judge in the court. I'm neutral. I listen to both sides, and then I rule on the side of law and what's fair and just. So oftentimes you need that neutral third party to come in and tell you who's right, tell you who's wrong, and try to bring everybody together.
Absolutely. Yeah. The closest ones can hurt you the most. So that's why they need to come in and rectify the situation. So, every time I turn on the TV, right, I see so many different court shows on TV, right? Why was it important for you to do relative justice? And how exactly is relative justice different than all the other court shows?
What really, really attracted me to doing this project was the fact that it did involve families. So it kind of combines the two things that I love most in this world. The law. I've been practicing law for over 20 years. And families. I have 4 kids. You probably didn't know that, but I have 4 kids. I'm one of 5 kids. My grandmother had 10 kids. I have more than 50 first cousins. So I am from a huge family. I obviously really, really love family. And so this show allowed me to sort of combine the two things that I love most in the world. And that would be the law, the practice of law and justice and families, and to bring those two things together. The shows are so dynamic. So you have to tune in every day because every day is different. There are some days where the cases are so funny that I am laughing so hard that I can barely get my ruling out. I'm laughing so hard. The litigants are laughing, the audience is laughing, we're all laughing so hard. And then there are other cases where it's just so emotional and it's so intense that, the litigants are crying, the audience is crying, and I'm almost crying. And it's so emotional and it's really, really deep. And then there are other cases where the family dynamic and what happened is so toxic that, I have to tell people how toxic their behavior is, how wrong they are. And I have to hold their feet to the fire and call them on the carpet. And I do that. So you'll see just a really dynamic show.
What would you say is the most fun and entertaining part about doing your show? Because I've seen some shows where there was a woman on a stripper pole in the corner. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. So how much fun and entertaining is it for you to do this show? And what's the craziest cases that you've seen on the show?
So the one with the stripper pole, that was pretty crazy. And she was really good. That girl knew how to work a pole, okay?
Oh, yeah.
She knew how to work a pole. So we have people that come on who perform. We have singers. We have rappers. So you will see people on the show who are performing. We also bring in really interesting experts. So one thing that's important to me in ruling on these cases is to really understand what's going on, to have a complete understanding in order to determine who's right and who's wrong. And oftentimes that requires me to bring in an expert. Sometimes the expert is giving a polygraph where we're trying to figure out who's lying and who's telling the truth. Sometimes we have an expert in because we're doing a DNA test and we're trying to get DNA results in order to bring a resolution to something that is, really impacting this family.
When you are not working, Judge, what do you and your family do for fun? Like I was telling you, I know your husband, and he is such a great guy. What do you and your family do for fun when you're not working?
We love to cook. We love to make big family dinners. I literally cook dinner every day. I love to cook. I love to cook for my family. I am also an avid bike rider. I typically ride over 100 miles a week. Whoa. So I'm really into bike riding. It's like my thing. That's my jam, riding bikes. That's my jam.
I am so proud of you, and, keep doing your thing. And once again, tell my viewers where and when can they see and tune into Relative Justice.
So Relative Justice is all over the country. So if you want to find where to see it in your city, go to relativejustice.tv and click on your city, and you'll find out the time and station where you can watch Relative Justice. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Rhonda Wills, and I also have links to show you where you can go to watch Relative Justice.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you again, Judge. Relative Justice, great court show. I'm so happy for everything that you're doing, and you're still serving your clients too.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations to you once again, and thank you so much for joining me in the Hot Zone, Judge.
Okay, thanks, Jason. So good being with you.
And that's my ruling.
Hi, I'm Judge Rhonda Wills, from Relative Justice, and I'm in the hot zone.